Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. This week, United start the weekend off with a 2-0 comfortable lead versus Everton. Watford Comedy Club continues as they throw away a 2-goal lead on Monday to Coventry and lose to lowly Huddersfield. As do Arsenal, they also throw away a 2-goal lead at Anfield to potentially throw away the title. And speaking of the title race, Man City, betrayers of the Haaland and Grealish show this week with a 4-1 win over Southampton. So, Chavez, first game, start with you.
All right, we played twice. We played Brentford, won 1-0. Then we played again, and we beat Everton 2-0. Both games, we were quite comfortable. Their biggest threat for Brentford was Tony. He didn't really turn up, so after that, it was just curtains for that game. But we kept it tight. I've noticed we lose to teams like 4-5-0, and then we come back and do a 1-0 in return. So this is why our goal difference is a bit of a shambles. But aside from that, that first game, there was nothing really that much going. The second one was where it was interesting. So we played Everton. Everton was shy. Sean Dyche, I thought that'd be the only worry. He didn't really do much. And yeah, it was an easy win. Bruno played in a deeper position. He's rejuvenated in that position. He's brilliant. I think he's going to play there from now on. So yeah, that's one for the future. And Bruno, Casemiro and Eriksen up ahead of him. But yeah.
Cool. Anyone else actually watch the game? I thought it was quite an open game. Obviously, what's his name? Sims had a very, very good chance just after
That's
Wan-Bissaka.
one.
Well, no, but again, a 1-0 Everton lead is at the way things are looking at the minute is 70% a win for them. You look at, obviously, they beat Arsenal at a 1-0, and I know you're going to go, Ten Hag's working wonders, but as you said, Sean Dyche's teams don't concede a lot of goals. Also, Wan-Bissaka's missed. It's got to be moment of the weekend, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was brilliant. He's not there for the goals, is he? And you know what he's like on the ball.
No, it
He's
doesn't
not.
matter. You've got to finish that.
Dan, you wouldn't finish that.
I'm playing goal. There's a difference. He's a professional footballer that plays at right back.
Well, okay. Aside from that, you
Yeah,
said Dyke's teams don't concede much. They would have, if we had any more clinical players in our team that day, we would have probably scored 15. They were not set
I
up
think
well.
I think Pickford was man of the match. Yeah, but they set up to defend, and obviously the second goal was a calamitous mistake. But at 1-0 again, a goal changes the game completely. So you
Mm.
never know.
I just want to
But
bring a quick point for Chavez. Rashford's out for a few weeks. What are you going to do? Because he's been carrying United for
Well,
how?
do you have the scan results before I do? Because he's just had the scan, mate. So we don't know. We don't know how long he's out for.
But, okay, rumored to be out for a few weeks. How would you cope? What's your new front three then? If he
Well, Martial's come in and he looked. The two games Martial's played, the 20 or 30 minutes, we've looked like a different team, a different football club because he's so much better on the ball compared to Wout brings different qualities off the ball. But yeah, so we have Martial, Sancho's in form, Anthony's in form. Everyone has hit form at the right time. I know it's only been 2 games and they played well for 2 games, but they've done well. And Anthony, actually, to be fair,
Anthony
was
in
good
form
against
though?
Newcastle.
Yeah,
So
he's the
that's
same as all season though for me. Are you seeing something that I'm
who
not with Anthony? I
Anthony.
think
Oh,
same.
Anthony was good against Newcastle. He looked like the best player on the pitch, and then he was subbed off. Then the last 2 games, he's been perfect. So he's just not. He's one thing to be fair. He's not finishing his chances, which is annoying because that's not something you would have an issue with him about. And now suddenly he can't. But aside from that, Sancho's been brilliant, and yeah, it won't be that big a miss. The thing with Rashford is he brings in goals, sure, but everything aside from that, he doesn't actually do much. Like the most important thing in football is goals, which is why it's huge. But aside from that, he doesn't actually bring a lot into our open play. So yeah, it'll be good. We'll get Sancho on the left, Martial up top, and Anthony on the right.
cool. I mean, it's just disappeared into the back rooms essentially.
Janssen so good that he's just disappeared.
Yeah, it's just vanished, much like Chelsea's.
I don't blame him. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I don't blame him for disappearing. Chelsea's been an absolute shambles. I hope they get relegated.
They might. There's not even a hope they might get relegated. But as he's not, as he's hiding from his team's problems, he's hiding from us. So Elliot, take it away.
2-2, Arsenal Liverpool. Now, what a game! I'm sure some of you guys watched the game as well. If you didn't, you missed out on a great game because that was an absolutely great game to watch. The first half was pretty much dominated by Arsenal. Should I say the first 30, 35 minutes was dominated by Arsenal. And then all of a sudden they got 1 goal back and then they were just all up our asses for the last bit of the first half. And then the second half they dominated us and I don't know, it was a really good game. It was a strange game. There was a few things that went wrong and a few things that went right. I think Rob Holding, he does a job, but obviously we're missing Saliba. Kivior is a bit strange. Tierney's one of those defenders that needs to be starting against a team like Liverpool when the team like that comes up against us, because I love Zinchenko with all my heart, but he can't defend. What else can I say? Martinelli.
So you've had a defender the whole season that can't defend at left back.
No, he's not like he can't defend, but do you know when you want a traditional left back that knows his role as a left back to like basically
You
cover the
want
channels?
Tierney to start next game?
Tierney?
then? You
No,
want Tierney to start- what then?
no. If you just heard the thing while you're getting your fucking dinner, you mong. I said when you
Yeah,
play a
mate,
team
what's
like
your point,
Liverpool,
though?
when they play
Sorry,
like
you're
that,
saying-
I'm just making a point. Be quiet.
Go on then.
You know, I said when you play a team like Liverpool and they've got the attack of Salah down the wing and they know they're just going to be continuously doing that because obviously Zinchenko isn't as defensively minded as Tierney. So you play the likes of Tierney against like a strong Liverpool attack like that. Strong big teams, obviously, you give your first half to Zinchenko, great, but then put Tierney on the second half to obviously do a job.
Would you
Your
not
first
do
half to
what,
battle out for the.
Would you not? I was going to say, would you not do what Ukraine do and play? Obviously, it wouldn't be Mikalenko because you'd have Tierney at left back, but then put Zinchenko left centre mid, and have like double up.
No, because then
Have
obviously where would
Xhaka
Xhaka go? Yeah.
Yeah, because
But then Xhaka didn't
lining
really
up
have a
for
good game. I don't know why he
Yeah.
decided that game was a bad game as well. He always does this. In the most important games, he decides to have a bad game. It pisses me off. But Martinelli, everyone's flaming him because he made a shit pass towards Saka. But look, he got us a goal and he got an assist for Jesus' first goal as well. So I can't fault the boy. Everyone's saying he should have did this, he should have done that, blah, 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 blah. What do you want from him? He's not, do you know what I mean? He's not God. He can't like make the pass of the century like De Bruyne after.
I have a question for you about Bukayo Saka and his form in away games against the big teams.
I knew this was gonna come up.
You know I was going to bring up. He's quite literally played like 15 or 20 games, and I think had one goal contribution against like. Do you not see his problem against the big teams when it really matters? I mean, we saw it in the Euros when he missed the penalty. Do you think he like feels the pressure a bit when it's like a big occasion?
Who are we talking?
It
Obviously,
might do.
At Emirates he does. No, he doesn't. He's good, but away from home, his record's a bit of a shambles.
I don't blame him. He's only 21. If I was 21 and I went to an away like Etihad or Anfield and something like that, and I get some OAP shouting abuse at me every like 10 seconds, I'd probably be the same thing. Trying to protect the boy. I don't know. Like he's done well for us the entire season.
Do you think your fans? Do you know why I asked this? I love Saka, by the way. Like I think he's incredible for 21. But your fans for the last week have been comparing your players to some like they've making some mad statements about your players and how some of them are the best of the best. Well, I'm referring to Arsenal Fan TV in particular, who seem to say that your centre back pairing is the best, the Premier, like up there. You know, there's a lot of bests going on with Arsenal.
Yeah, well,
that's best right winger in the world right now.
Yeah, but then.
Best right winger in the Prem, but Salah's got the same number of goals and 3 less assists.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few like things you have to look at before saying that your players are the best.
Yeah, but your team has this fan base as well. Like Chelsea has this fan base, Man City has this fan base. We all have some deluded people in our team who just want the best for our team, who are actually quite stupid in what we can actually achieve with the team. So they're quite stupid in itself by saying he's this, he's that, because then that leaves a high expectation on the team because obviously that gets broadcasted everywhere. You know what I mean? If you say Salah's it's not Salah. Saka is Saka is the best right winger in the world right now. Then that's pretty much.
You don't agree with that statement. Who do you think is the best right winger in the world?
Messi.
All right, I was going to ask you last question now. I ask you this every week. I don't care what you want. I don't care what you want or what you hope for.
Yes, we are winning the league.
Do you think you predict it? You think you're going to win the league?
Yeah, I stand by it.
All right.
Why? Why do you not think so? We drew.
Do you not?
You thought we were going to lose. Cash it. No. You thought we were going to lose. Ball to 2.
It's in Man City's hands
now. We'll get you in a minute anyway. Your bottom tier fucking team.
If you're still comparing yourself to a 12-place shambolic Chelsea, then obviously shows your mentality. Then
it's showing how much better we are than you at the moment. A better London club.
The biggest difference, the biggest thing that came out of that Liverpool game, the biggest change is that Man City, the title is in their hands now.
How is it on their hands when they're 6 points behind us? Make it make sense.
Because they have a game in hand and they can beat you, so it's in their hands.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Arsenal could win every game except that one.
It's yours to lose.
Okay, Chavez. So, do you know what? It's been like this the entire time we've been top of the league. It's you guys blaming us. It's basically saying you're going to lose against Brentford and then it's all going to fall off. And then you're going to lose against Newcastle. And then you're going to lose against... And then you're going to lose against Spurs. And then where do you actually accept the point where we're actually up there when we could win?
You know, you were 5 minutes away from me saying that you're going to win the league. Like, I would have backed you. If Firmino didn't score that header, I would have said you've won the league because you could have gone to the Etihad, lost 20-0,
He loves
and still won the
Arsenal.
league. So
We still can. What if
no,
we get a draw at the end?
if you lose 20-0 at the Etihad and Man City win the rest of their games this season, which to be honest is looking likely the way they're going about things right now, they're not winning games; they're destroying teams. They're not just winning. So yeah, like it can happen. So yeah, I think you followed it. I think Man City are going to win all their games.
What if we draw
The
against
only
them?
thing is though, the only thing that I'd say is in Arsenal's favour is Man City still have Champions League to play, and Arsenal just have league games. But
The thing you've
they
got to
have a
understand
tough
as
run,
well,
mate.
though,
They've got
yeah, but you
Newcastle
don't
away,
understand it.
Brighton.
If you said to me it was
Chelsea.
us to throw away if we were
Chelsea.
in Man City spot, if we were like 3 points behind with like a game in hand or something like that, and you were like it's ours to throw away, I'd understand because we're second place behind Man City and they're dominating, but we're on top. How is it ours to throw away?
Threw
now?
away the game yesterday.
How do we
Who's
throw
playing
it
the
away?
best football in the league?
I mean,
right
you
now?
lost at
Two
Which
nil
Anfield.
up.
teams-
Man
Two nil
United
up.
lost at Anfield. Man City lost at Anfield. Everyone lost at Anfield.
You're comparing
All these
teams
top
that
six
are
teams.
below you. You're
Man
comparing
City,
teams
Man
that are
City,
below
yeah,
you.
Man City, yeah.
Yeah, but was Man City 2-0 up in that game?
It doesn't matter. They lost 3-1.
It's just poor game management.
It doesn't matter. We
There's a
got a
difference
point
in
at
that.
Anfield at one of the hardest grounds probably in the world.
But you should have won.
Let's ask
Well,
James. What's
you
your-
deserve to lose,
we-
bro.
like,
There's
we
a
don't
lot
know
of things.
about
We
it.
should have won.
Game
We should have. We should have. We
management,
should have. It doesn't matter. We got a point at Anfield.
You've had a couple games where you've ended up bottling it this season when it mattered.
But then why aren't you guys remembering the times when we scraped up and got the points at the end of the
Yeah, no,
game?
you've done
Like
that as
3-2
well.
against
That's what you
Bournemouth
usually
or
don't
like
do. But I'm saying
3-2
a lot
against
of
Man
big games
United.
where
You don't
Pogba's
remember
a
that.
team.
You don't give a shit about that, do you? No, that just flings away. But all the negativity about the good, about the Arsenal Football Club, you're just like, yeah, we'll put it all straight away because we're not winning the league.
Because this is
You men are all
such-
coming with me to the parade when we win it.
fine
Back.
margins in winning the league.
You're all
I want
coming
you
with
lot to win it. I want you lot to win it.
Hey,
The
go on.
margins are so fine now. That's the reason. And you're coming up against the best of the best.
We're the best of the best at the moment.
No.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. But we're
Exactly.
saying it's yours to lose. It's 100% yours to lose.
Yeah, I agree. But Chavez is saying it's basically Man City's right now, but it's
No,
not.
you understand the sentiment that it's in Man City's hands. If Man City were to win
It's
every
in-
game
no.
this season,
How is it in their hands?
No,
How?
but Chavez, it's in both of their hands because if City win that game in hand, and Arsenal win at the Etihad, or Arsenal do anything but lose at the Etihad, then it's now officially in their hands. If City win at the Etihad, they go first on goal difference. It's now in City's hands. That game at the Etihad is now their biggest game of the season.
It's a cup final.
It was Liverpool, but
do you
it's
see
now...
the difference? Now you have to go there and you have to get a result. Like, it's just one of the most impossible things in football right now. So good luck. But good luck again. I love your team. That first half, you completely dismantled. By the way, the one thing we can praise you about, you completely shut down the Liverpool crowd. Like, the only reason Liverpool got into that game was because Xhaka decided to. I don't know why he did it. He did not have to do it, but he got that crowd going.
I'm
for
telling
no
you,
reason.
Xhaka played terribly.
You
Absolutely
could've, you know,
terribly.
The whole thing, that game was dejected. The crowd was gone. You could have won 2-0, made some subs, but yeah.
And Ramsdale saved you guys at the end. I always give Ramsdale
That's
a
his
lot.
best game in an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said what last week? Ramsdale's not a good shot stopper. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
guys got to realise, Amir is a donkey with football knowledge. Like, let's be real. Anyway, move on.
Oh, good. Okay, go on.
Guys
Go to
said you-
Chelsea.
No, speechless. Speechless. No idea.
I have so many questions for you, man.
Amir has said everything wrong this
Go on,
season.
Amir, talk about Chelsea. Talk about Chelsea.
No,
1-0
before Chelsea,
Wolves.
do we not want to talk about Watford first, or we want to go straight
No,
to
we'll talk
Chelsea?
about Chelsea. Because
There's-
what I was seeing is Wolves fans saying their season's done, their team looks deflated, and they still got a result against you. Like, man.
Yeah, Wolves are in bad.
I was watching Wolves fans on Twitter
Wait.
saying they can't see them winning for the rest of the season.
No, so my week
And
started
the
last
mentality's
week
gone, and you still lost to them, bro.
with Fabrizio and David Orson go with interviews. I heard Enrique, I heard Nagelsmann, these big names, and then Super Frank comes in, which is a
Pat
very
Frank.
fair enough. A manager that was brought in as a caretaker to get the fans back on side because Todd Bowley made a massive poo-poo with Graham Potter. But I didn't agree with it, but I saw why he did that, and it's kind of shown when Frank Lampard gets sacked from Everton. He's obviously not good enough then.
Admit, I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
question.
I have
I
some
was
great
about
questions.
to I'll give it.
I have one question very quickly.
Graham
for
Potter
Amir.
or Frank for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that was my question. I mean, why have you sacked a manager and gone for a worse manager? Graham
It's
Potter is a better
no-
manager than Frank.
I think the idea was he
I
lost the
answered that
dressing room to
question.
switch
I
it
answered
up.
that question with is to get the fans back on side because obviously Potter had to go. The fans.
What, by losing
I think-
games?
Amir.
It's Frank, innit? Go
What are
on.
you gonna do?
Right.
What am I gonna
Oh.
do? What?
What are you going to do if Chelsea get relegated?
Well, I
No, they
think
can't. They can't.
no. We
They won't
can. We
get
can.
relegated.
You can.
It's
Yeah,
unlikely.
but come on,
but
man.
There is still a
No,
possibility.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's a question.
I'm
It's a
going to
valid
do
question.
what every other football fan does: support my team in the championship. What a stupid thing to say.
No, you won't. Support West
What
Ham,
do
won't you? Come on.
No, I'll support West. Okay, Elliot. Really cool. Any other real questions from normal fans?
Okay,
Not
do you think?
5-year-olds.
Okay, last because you love Todd Bowley. You love Todd Bowley. Do you think Todd Bowley has done a good job so far?
No. Good in terms of our transfers and signings, not in terms of managerial appointments. So
I don't
50
agree.
balance now.
No, I don't even agree with the signings of me. Because
I don't
how are
agree
you
with
making these
Why?
signings for specific
Like you're
managers? They're not
neglecting the
even there.
positions you need.
Yeah, I know, but these players are for the future. So I agree with him. Enzo, I agree with. Badashile's coming has been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we haven't seen much of Madueke and Mudryk. Yeah, we need that. That's the next two positions, a 6 and a 9. That I think in some we're going to go for. But another issue I found is we need to offload quite a few players because our books aren't looking good right now in terms of we've made a really bad operating loss. So
Yeah, they're in
We need, like, a
FFP
lot.
trouble again for so they might not
Yeah.
even be buying much. It happens every year this time round.
It's too
Summer window
possible.
coming up, Chelsea in
I don't
trouble.
even know who you'd buy up top.
I don't
It
know.
has to be a cheap option
Lukaku-
potentially.
Lukaku's coming back, just to make you aware.
Yeah, I mean that could be. To be honest, I'd entertain it at this point. I would if we can't get anyone. I'd
Why
take
if you can't do it for Milan?
What about Nkunku?
Well,
Where's
he's
he
already
playing?
coming.
He's already
No, but where's he
playing.
playing?
Centre forward. What do you mean, where's he
Centre forward.
playing? Centre forward. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do I mean? Where's he playing? It's a valiant question.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's the thing. That's what we said a few weeks ago about Chelsea. Was just talking about like you buy him wrong, and it's not necessarily that you bought the wrong players. You've just not bought directly what you need. Like if you had a goal
Profile.
scorer in this team,
Well, I think in this summer, if we do buy the 6 and the 9, I think that's it really. I don't think.
Yeah,
we
if you buy an out-and-out striker.
on a keeper as well, like get Kepa out.
But
Yeah,
Felix,
not Mendy.
you're gonna do the option. Is there an option to buy?
I don't think it's. Yeah, I think.
No, there isn't because he signed a new contract with Atletico, so he's going to cost even
Oh,
more. I don't think you
we
can.
can get
About
it
100
for.
mil.
I mean, I don't think
80
you can
million,
get
100.
Felix because you're in a
No, we
loss. So
can,
you're going to
we
have to make
can, we
money.
Yeah, but I don't think you'd want him at that money. I actually don't. I don't think. He's a
I
don't
player.
know if he's worth
I
it.
like Felix. I think.
He's good
I-
Felix, but he's
I
not worth
think
like
he's
120 mil. That's...
Yeah, he's not.
No,
He's
it's
not been
80.
outstanding.
Around 80. It's been valued around 80 from what I've read. Obviously, I don't quote me.
No,
on
but
it,
with the new contract, they'll probably bump his price up a bit.
He literally signed
Well,
it as
I
he
read
went.
80.
Like you've been stitched up in this deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he did like
We'll
what
see,
Enzo's
innit?
done, and Enzo's been the best of the best and everything at the moment, like then I'd be like, yeah, sure. But Felix has just.
Badashile is fantastic.
2 assists, man. He's balling out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
but I
so
love
bad
that
for that guy. You know,
stat.
Enzo was on
It's
track
not
to win a
bad.
title in Portugal.
number.
Like he was literally going to win the league there, and now he's come
Yeah,
to
but
this
the
shit.
Enzo deal was so smart because we're going to have United and you're going to have Liverpool and all these other teams, Real Madrid sniffing in the summer. So we had to act quick. So that's why I praised Todd Bowley for a player like that in general. He's insane.
That's a big signing.
It's a huge
Mm.
signing. But yeah, in terms of your Todd Bowley question, it's a 50-50. And with Frank in charge now, I was hoping it would come in like last week. So
You have to wait till summer now, right?
I have to wait till the summer now. And I don't have too much hope for Real Madrid as I did before. Obviously, I'm going to back us, but we're going to get absolutely fun.
We're going to get battered.
Yeah, and he did rest a lot of players for Wolves. To be fair,
Do you know what?
The
I
goal
actually
was-
wouldn't put it past you if you
not
actually
fair.
beat Real Madrid. It'd be such a
The
Chelsea
thing
thing
is,
to do.
Lampard will start Gallagher against Thingy. I don't know why he did that.
Oh,
Like,
get Gallagher out of Chelsea. Headless chicken, man.
why is he
Said it for
playing?
years.
It doesn't make sense.
He's a long distance runner. That's all he's got.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, no. Frank obviously was, as I said before, he's come in to just get the crowd back on side and donkeys like Rory Jennings, who said at the beginning of the day, 5-0 we're going to beat Wolves, and then we lose 1-0. Obviously, have red paint on their face because they're clowns. But Chelsea's in a mess. We all know that. I know Elliot's laughing and stuff, and he just bottled the league. But yeah, we don't know. I think we can beat Arsenal though.
What the hell?
I
that's
also
our-
wouldn't put that past Chelsea because they do tend to get results against Arsenal.
What, you think Arsenal
tend
would-
to-
We're at
Yeah,
home.
with the dagger.
But, no,
Madrid,
but, and then,
Real Madrid-
and then
Real
Arsenal
Madrid
get
home and
results against
away.
Chelsea.
Real Madrid home and away, and this Arsenal Premier League game is our last 3 games this season that I care about. And if we can win all
Pre-season friendlies after that.
Right,
if
Dan.
you lose
to
all 3 of them,
Dan,
for
talk about Watford.
Chelsea shit.
Terrible. Agreed. Agree with that one, Elliot. They are mudded, much like our club.
Who do? Did it Arsenal?
Yeah, we did it well. Yeah,
And
we, we,
Huddersfield.
we did it. We did it before. Like we made it famous before Arsenal. We were doing 2-0s and losing years ago. Yeah, Huddersfield. We actually again scored first in that game and then went 3-1 down. Weren't great.
That's shocking. That is
Yeah,
shocking.
it was not a good game. Obviously, James, as you said, yeah. James, did you boo him off the pitch?
I didn't boo
No.
him
James
off.
is a true fan.
Well, at 1-1 down, I don't think we're in a position to boo. We're off the pitch.
No, I don't think it's a case of the issue was being 1-0 down or 1-0, sorry, and then 2-1 down. I think it's a case of. I think it was just a case of. I'm just stunned at the minute. The club's in a shambles.
Yeah.
Someone moaned at the chief executive officer, and he just turned around and told them to
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah, I
Told them to
saw
shut up. That was quite funny. But also Scott, get out of the club. Poor guy. But he has been used as a scapegoat.
Why should he get out of the club then?
Well, I mean, obviously you've got West Ham family. He did terrible at West Ham and was handed out the club. It just didn't get this bad at West Ham. It was never. It never came to this level. And yeah, he's been made a scapegoat. So obviously he gets like everything thrown at him from the fans' point of view. But it's also, as we've said before, that that it's just laughable. We're recording this just after the Coventry game. We threw away a 2-goal lead. So I'll say after every game now. Our season is over again for probably the 5th week in a row.
Dan, are we
James,
going to come back in the next season? We're going to do Sheffield United because it can be done.
I reckon with the Sunderland, I reckon we'll just sit here for a few
Go
years.
down
Yeah.
again. Okay. I mean, look at Huddersfield as well.
Yeah. Well, James, you got anything to add before we?
They're a good Premier League team at one point, and now
I didn't agree booing the team off at 1-1 though. Like at half time. What's that about?
No, but again, it's the manner that we concede
It's coming
goals.
to the Derby
I
losses,
don't know
though.
if we'd have lost to Luton and it would have been we put in a good performance and we lost, it'd be frustrating because you lost to your rivals, but you can turn around and go performance we can be proud of. We go again,
Mhm.
but it's just terrible. It's and the fact that Chowdhury just shrugged off to the rookery as well. Like you don't just shrug off like your main sort of, I say, hardcore fan, like the singing section, all of that stuff. But yeah, James, anything to add?
Not really. I think that we just need a rebuild. So we'll see what we can do in the summer. Ped will go, see how much money we can get for him. Yeah, that's about it.
I thought being a Chelsea fan was depressing. These two.
Honestly, if you need any,
It's depressing being a Watford fan. I mean, 4 years ago we were at Wembley, winning a semi.
it's not even that. It's scrap that because that was pure luck of a run. It was just a case of.
Yeah, but Dan, I'm saying, look at the goal.
Yeah, but it's not like we were there. Like Chelsea have fallen off.
Europe. Then we had a great team competing for Europe.
Yeah, but again, we didn't do it. Chelsea.
It's the owners again. If we invested in that back line and didn't neglect the back line, I think we'd still be in the Premier League.
Yeah, if we didn't, controversial opinion, if we didn't sign Ismail Assar and spent the money on a centre back 5 years ago, whenever it was, we'd still be
You can't
well
feel
above where we are now.
because you came back in the league like 2-3 years. That's such a weird.
But he carried us back to the Prem for the Championship. But the fact that Craig Cathcart is still a starting centre back like 10 years after we've signed him, that's not right. That's not right.
No,
Fair enough. Yeah.
he's way off it.
But yeah, Comedy Club continues. Can't wait for Saturday, Bristol at home, and hopefully you lot lose as well, especially Arsenal, Elliot, after these comments.